Hello everyone, welcome to the third session. Today we'll be starting with Python for data analysis. Let's wait for 5 more minutes so that everyone can join. Okay, so today we'll be learning about Python. Let's start with what exactly Python is. Okay, so Python is basically a programming language and it's a high level general purpose programming language. Now, what does it mean? General purpose, as in we can use it for anything, for web development, for AI, for machine learning, automation, data analysis, data science, for anything we can use Python. It is an interpreted language. Now, what do you mean by interpreted language? It means that the Python runs code line by line. Like first, let's assume there's a 5 line of code for Python. Now, first it will run first line, then second line, then third line. It won't run uh, everything together. It will run line by line. Now, it's also a high level language. What does it mean? It means that it's a high level language means we don't need to do much coding and worry about the complicated machine level details. Like we don't have to specify that yes, in I have to give this for hardware or this for software. Python is a high level language and we don't need to worry about that much of complicated machine level details in this. Okay, is this clear? Okay, if it's clear, let's move on to the next slide. So why are we seeing Python for data analysis? Why not any other language? Why only Python for data analysis? Now, it's not necessary that we only use Python for data analysis, C++ or any other language. But Python is beginner friendly and it has much more advantages compared to other languages. Like first, it's easy to read. Like the Python code, we'll see the coding in coming slides. It's almost like English. Like it you won't feel that it's difficult to read or you can't understand the code just by seeing it, and it's beginner friendly. You can write meaningful codes within minutes, or you can there are so many libraries and tools in Python. We'll be seeing those in upcoming classes, that we don't need to write big or larger codes. We can simplify the codes in 2 to 3 or lines or some lines, and we can do our function. Then Python has big community. Like if you get stuck or there's a problem arising in your Python language, or maybe wherever you are performing Python, you can go to the community, Python community, and ask them. Python community is extensively large, like it's a global community, and it has tutorials and questions, forums, and it provides continuous support. Okay, is it clear? If it's clear, we'll move to the next slide. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. So let's see Python. How can we use Python in our environment, in your environment, or whatever PC or laptop you're using? How can we use Python in on that? So we have many options, like we can use Python 3, or we can use VS Code. It's a basically software, and we can use Google Colab, or Jupyter Notebook. I'll show you all of that. Wait. So this is Visual Studio Code. Basically, it's a software where you can program or code in any language. You can create a new file, or you can open an existing file, or you can open a folder. If you have a GitHub repository, you can clone that. You can connect it to another app. Basically, you can create files or write codes in this VS Code, and it's not specifically for Python. You can do Java, C++, any language on this. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, so let's start with basically the coding part. So let's see what variable is first. So a variable is used to store your data. Like, if just a second, like you can specify anything as variable like a b c d or marks or name. You can specify anything as variable. So here I have specified marks is equal to 85. That means marks is a variable is equal to is an assignment operator. Basically, if you want to assign a variable something, you have to use assignment operator. So here it means that marks is 85. Here it means name is Ananya. Now you can change it or you can basically delete it. You can name it anything. It's all up to you. Second is Python data types. So majorly Python have basically four data types: integer, float, boolean, and string. Now what are those? So, integer is basically any number, any whole number without decimal. Any whole number like 40, 30, 20, 89, 48, 126, any number without decimal. Float is basically numbers with decimal points like 1.75, 2.89, 39.52, or anything like that. Anything that has decimal point is float data type. Now, string is basically strings of characters or basically any alphabets or so anything that is string can be anything that is inside code. For example, if I write 89 inside quotes, so it's a string. Anything that is inside a quote is string, like this name Charlie or any other name Ananya, or a sentence like my name is dash dash dash, or this number is 10, or I am taking Python presentation. Any sentence, any number, and anything that is enclosed within quotes is string. Now, Boolean is basically logical values. Like it is either true or false, no in between. So, like here, if student is true, so either a person can be a student or he cannot be a student. Either a student can be a girl or a boy. It can't be both. Now, uh, it is basically used for validating or categorizing your information. If my information is integer or does it have decimal value, or if it's string, or it is normally true or false. So these are all Python data types. Is it clear? Okay, if it's clear, let's move on to the next part. So let's see some basic operations in Python. So it's the operations in Python can be divided into three major parts. arithmetic, comparison, and there's one more logical. We'll be seeing that in the next class. Now, what is arithmetic operation? Arithmetic operations are simply mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. There's one operation, arithmetic operation in Python, modulus. Now, what's that? Now, let's take an example here. Here, modulus is 10, modulus 3 is 1. How? So, it's basically remainder. If we divide 10 by 3, the remainder is 1. That's what modulus is. And comparison operators are basically true or false. So, suppose we have a variable is equal and we say that 5 equal 5. So, is it true? If it's true, then true. So, let's say 10 is greater than 7. So, it's true. So, true. If we had 10 smaller than 7, so it would have been false. It just specify if a statement is true or false. And here we are using to equal to specify that we are comparing them. If we use 1 equal to, it means we are assigning a value to a variable. If we use 2 equal to, it means we are basically comparing the values. We'll be seeing all of these in Python environment, don't worry. Okay, if you all don't have any doubts, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, for this we'll go to the Python environment. So let's skip this first. Okay, let's see what Python list is. So basically, this is a very important part firstly, and basically list is a collection of values in Python. For example, this if there is a variable fruit and we are taking apple, banana, cherry, it's a list. How? First, lists are defined by two square brackets, like first here and second here. List is defined by two square brackets, like this and this. And wherever there's a list, you will always see this two square braces. Now, lists are ordered as in if I'm specifying apple, banana, and cherry in this order, it will remain in this order. Apple is at first position, banana at second, cherry at third position. And lists are mutable. Now, there are two things that can happen. Either a data type can be mutable or it can be unmutable, non-mutable, immutable. I'm so sorry. It can be mutable or immutable. Now, uh, what is the difference between the two? So, lists are mutable. It means that in list we can change the items. So here, if I want, I don't want apple now. I want watermelon. So I can change it. I can add something or remove something or change anything in lists. And immutable data types are those list is immutable. So immutable data types are those where I cannot change it. So if I specified one thing, now if I specified the in this place there should be only apple, so now I cannot change it again. Mutable data, in mutable data types I can change it. or add any item, remove any item, delete any item. Lists are mutable. Now lists are also flexible. What does it mean? It means that lists can have different data types all together in one collection. How? Like here in mixed list, I have hello, that is string because it is enclosed in two quotes. Now 1, 2, 3. It is a integer value. Now true, this is a boolean value, and 3.14 it's a float value. Now I have four data types in one single collection. So that's how we can say that list is flexible and we can store an different type of data in one list. Is it clear? Okay, if it's clear, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so now let's see what are if what are loops and statements in Python. So now basically statements allows us to choose different paths or what decision do we do can we make. Now here if age is greater than or equal to 18, then print adult. Print basically is a statement that prints anything. Like if I write print hello world, the output will be hello world. Now, if I am writing print adult, the output will be adult. We'll be seeing all of this in a Python environment. Don't worry. Now, if age is greater than or equal to 18, it means adult will be printed only if the age is greater than or equal to 18. If the age is 27, it will print adult. If it's 18, it will print adult. If it's 17, it will not print anything. Or if it's 2, 3, 4, it won't print anything. Now, loops. There are two types of loops in Python, for loop and while loop. Now we use for loop. Basically, loops are used for continuous and repeated actions. So, for loop we use when I have maybe a list or a data type or anything, any large data. Now I need to print something from that data. So it means for I is variable. You can take J, K, or maybe your name, anything you can take in place of I. Now for I in fruits. Now we saw that there's a fruit list here. So for I in fruits means now it will the loop will start and it will go to every single element. Now first apple, then banana, then cherry. It print I. What does it mean? Now first it will go to it will see if there's a list fruit. Now there is a list fruits. We found it. Now I will go to every element. First apple, then second banana, then third cherry. Now first it will print apple, then banana, then cherry. Or if there is more element in the list, it will print all those too. Now while loop is basically while loop runs till the condition till one condition is true. So like this statement, while var is less than 10. So let's assume that var is 6. So till the time var is less than 10, it will run. So now var is 6. It will run. It is first we'll see, is it less than 6? Is it less than 10? 6 is less than 10, so it will run. Now it will now 6 plus equal 1. What does it mean? It means that in 6 1 would be added. So 1 would be added, as in 6 plus 1. What is 6 plus 1? 7. Now the value of var is 7. Now it will see, is 7 less than 10? Yes, is it's less than 10. Now it will add one more, 8. Now just like this it will continue till we reach 10. Now for example, we reached 9. 9 is smaller than 10? Yes. So 9 plus 1 is 10. Now, is 10 smaller than 10? No. So now the loop will break. Okay, I hope this is clear. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so why is Python list important for data analysis? So let's remember what all things we learned in the previous two classes. So we learned that Python, uh, basically data analysis, we need data, and we need organized data, and we need to process that data. We need to perform calculations on that data. So now if from list we can organize the data. Like here, we organized a data of fruits. So apple, banana, cherry. I organized it under fruits. Now we can organize the data from lists. Then we have tools like pandas and matplotlib and so many other tools we can use in Python that can help us in data analysis. Also help us in efficient processing. So it has capabilities like loops, and it has conditional statements like if, and it has conditional statements. It has loops which can help us in processing the data and organizing the data. And it has flexible storage, like list can store anything, whether it's integer or float, or whether it's a name or a number, anything it can store. Like let's see, this is a list that represent daily stock prices. So let's see, on day one the stock price was 150.25, then it increased, then it decreased to 149.90, then it increased to 152.10, and so on. So we are seeing how we can store daily stock prices which are in decimal forms in list. Now we can store readings, temperature readings, or any sensor readings. Like uh, for temperature the reading was 22.5, or humidity it was 60, and so on, like that. We can also if I want to store the data of the countries I visited, I can store it as countries visited name, and I can form a list, and I can write all the countries I have visited till now. Okay, now let's go to Python environment and see. So this is a Colab environment. Now I have written a code here. Print hello world. What does it mean? Now print signifies that I want to print this statement. I want to write this statement exactly like this. And quote signify that this is a string. Now I can run this. I have written this and let's run this. So there's hello world. Now instead of hello world we can write a number like 65. It printed 65, or I can write a float, the data type, it printed that too. Now let's type a string here. Let's say a 67.5 is greater than 54. Now it printed that too. It will just print whatever I write here. Or for print, we can also see like if I want to add 3 and 8, let's add this. Now it also adds that. So we can use print like this. Now let's see an add function. Let's say a is equal to 4 and b is equal to maybe 4, 2. Now let's add those. Print a plus b. Now I got 6. I can do like this, or I can do like c is equal to a plus b. Now let's print this. Print c 6. I can do any way I want, or maybe I want to subtract this. I can do that. I want to multiply this. I can do any operation on this. So, okay, let's see one if statement. So, let's say there's a person whose age is 45, and there's another person whose age is maybe 50. Now, if age is greater than or equal to 18, print adult. Now this is used for syntax. This is used for syntax now. Okay, so age was 45 and it is greater than 18, so it printed adult. Now if I write 2 here, so now it won't print anything. Why? Because age 2 is 15 and it is smaller than 18, and we didn't tell the system what I want to print if age is not uh, age is not 18. Let's say now what I did, age 2 was 15, which is smaller than 18, so it didn't print adult. But now it will move on to the next statement, else. Else basically only functions when if statement fails, or basically when if statement is not applicable on that. Now age 2 is 15 and 15 is smaller than 18, so adult will not be printed. Now it will move to else. It will see If the age is uh, now reverse the statement. I took age 2 is greater than 18. Let's and else it's like reverse. So if age 2 is smaller than 18, then it would print teen, and it printed teen. Now let's say age 2 is 18. Now it would print adult. Why? Because I have written age 2 is either greater than or equal to. Now if I remove equal, it won't print. See, it didn't print adult. Now if this condition is not satisfied, it will go to else and it will print anything. It will print anything that's there in the print statement of else. I hope this is clear. Okay, let's move to the next one. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see for loop. Let's take this example and see for loop. Let's say fruits is equal to apple. Now I have a list fruits in which I have apple, banana and melon. Now I need to print all of that. But if I need to print all of that, I won't need a big code. I can simply use a loop. I can use for, I can take any variable like I. For I in fruits, print I. Now, first I went to apple, then it went to banana, then it went to melon, and it printed everything. Now, if I say, I let's say if I don't know loop and I need to print all of this by manually. So, okay, first of all, is this for loop clear? Okay, I hope that was clear. Let's okay. So maybe I want to print everything in a list separately and without loop. So I let's first use print. It will just print the list. It just printed the list. But I want them separate. Apple separate, banana separate, and melon separate. So what do I need to do? print fruits. Now here 0 means the fruit, the item in the list fruits that is on position 0. Like that is apple. 0 as in when we count when the system counts, computer counts, it always starts its count with 0. Like 0, 1, 2. So if I want to print something manually, I have to go in fruits, then I have to print that the item on that position. So like apple is printed. If I want to print uh, everything else too, I'll print like this. Now this and this, look, this and this, these output are same, but this is more efficient. Why? Because I only wrote 2 lines of code, or if I write like this too, 1 line of code, and here I have to write 3 lines of code to print the same thing separately. Okay, I hope this is clear. Okay, let's recap what we saw. First, print is basically a statement from which we can print anything we give in this braces. This is basically known as parenthesis. The circular braces is known as parenthesis, and whatever we give in this will be printed here. Now this was arithmetic operations and print statement. This is how we used this is how we used just a second. Yes, this is how we used conditional statements. If age is greater than 18, it would print adult. If it's smaller, it would print teen. Now here we used fruits as list, and we used loops to print everything whatever was in the list. Now here we printed list as it is. Here we printed the all the items in list manually. Here we saw the comparison operator like A equal B. If A and B are equal, it will check. If it's equal, it will give true, otherwise false. And here we saw what is how list can store mixed data types. If A is a list, I stored a 5 that is integer, hello that is string, true it is a boolean value, and 67.4 which is a float value. And when I printed, it didn't give any error and printed everything. That's how we know that list can be used to print mixed values. So I hope today's class is clear. Next topics will be covered in next classes and next sessions. If there's no doubt, I'll end today's session. Okay, I think there is no doubt. So I'll end today's session.